you check the balance and feel your worth shift. A number on a screen decides how you see yourself. That tiny digit becomes a verdict. It tells you if you were doing life right or falling behind today. It is a strange ache, honestly. Feeling smaller because a number dropped. Feeling taller because it grew a little. This is money dysmorphia, the silent kind. The amount in your account becomes a mirror you stare into for approval. By the end of this, you'll understand why. You will feel softer toward yourself and steadier with money inside. Most people think it's about discipline or greed, but underneath, it's something far more human, far more tender. It's the part of you that learned early. Being financially okay meant being okay as a person inside. So the balance stopped being information. It became identity. A quiet scoreboard you carry into every ordinary hour. You refresh the app, not for numbers, but for reassurance. You are checking if you're allowed to relax today. When the numbers lower, something tightens. A small panic, a quiet shame, a voice whispering, you're falling behind. When the number is higher, something loosens briefly. You exhale, as if permission to exist was just granted. That swing is exhausting on the body. Your nervous system rides a chart tied to digits it cannot control. Notice how often your mood follows the balance. A normal Tuesday becomes heavy because a payment cleared and dipped. You might open the app at red lights. In the line at the store, the first thing each morning, half awake. You tell yourself you are just being responsible. But responsibility doesn't usually feel this heavy in the chest each time. A good day becomes anxious after one glance. Nothing real changed, only a story your mind quietly rewrote underneath. This is a quiet trap. The account becomes a mood ring, and you stop noticing it running your life. Somewhere along the way, the numbers stopped being a tool. It became a measure of space you deserve. That belief didn't appear out of nowhere. It was planted, slowly, by moments you may not even remember. Maybe money was tight when you were small. Maybe you watched adults argue quietly over bills at night. Maybe you learned to read tension before you could read a statement. That early awareness never really left. Or maybe money was fine, but love felt conditional. Praise came with achievement, and achievement meant future earning. Either way, a young part of you decided something. Being valuable and being financially fine became the same. So now, decades later, a low balance isn't a low balance. It feels like being unloved, unsafe, unseen again. That's why a small dip triggers a big feeling your body isn't reacting to today. It remembers older fear. That older fear is loud. It speaks through your chest, your jaw, your sleep, long before logic arrives. You can know intellectually that you are fine, yet the balance still makes your stomach drop unreasonably hard. That gap between knowing and feeling isn't weakness. It's the distance between your thinking mind and inner child. That inner part isn't trying to ruin your day. It's trying to keep you safe through what it understands. It learned early that numbers meant safety, so it watches them, obsessively, hoping nothing bad happens to you again. You are not addicted to checking your balance. You are reaching for safety wearing the costume of a number. The relief is real briefly. For a moment, the world feels stable. Then the next worry arrives, restarting it. This is the spiral itself. Check, sue, doubt. Check again. Each loop teaches your brain that safety lives there. But safety was never really inside the screen. The balance can rise, and the anxiety still finds new shapes. That's the cruel part nobody warns you about. More money rarely lowers the volume. It changes the worry's subject. When you had less, you worried about enough. With more, you worry about losing it or deserving it instead. The goalpost quietly moves with you. The amount that felt safe last year suddenly feels precarious this year now. That is not a money problem. That is a nervous system that never learned what enough actually feels like inside. The number changes. The nervous system doesn't. Until you tend to it, no balance will feel like home. Your worth got tangled with the number quietly. It felt like the only honest answer in a shifting world. Grades end, jobs shift, relationships bend. But the balance is always there, ready to give a clean, numerical reply. In a life full of gray, it offered black and white. Up meant good, down meant bad. Mind loved that. But humans aren't graphs or charts. Your worth is not a line. No amount can measure who you are. Still, the brain keeps trying. It wants a simple metric for a complicated self, and the bank app volunteers. This is where comparison sneaks in quietly, You measure your insides against everyone else's outsides, using money as ruler. You see a coworker's vacation, a friend's new place, a stranger's spending. You balance suddenly feels like a confession. You don't see their debt, their tension, their late-night panic. You only see the polished part they chose to show. And against that, your real life looks small. But you're comparing a whole story to a single chosen frame. You forget you are seeing edited lives. You compare your raw reality to their highlight, trusting that lopsided math. The number in your account becomes proof. Proof you were behind, not enough, that you should have figured out already. But proof of what? Exactly. That you are human, that you started where you started, that life dealt differently. None of that fits inside a 4-digit number. Yet your mind keeps squeezing your worth through that narrow slot. Let's pause here together for a moment. Take a slow breath. Notice if your shoulders are higher than before. If something here is landing, you are not alone. Many watching this feel exactly what you feel, quietly. In the comments, share one thing your balance secretly makes you feel. Maybe relief, maybe dread, maybe both together. Your honesty might help someone else feel less alone tonight. A stranger sentence is where we feel truly understood. Now come back gently. We are going deeper, but softly. You don't have to fix anything yet, just listen. Because here is something most people miss. Tying your worth to the number isn't a flaw, it's a survival strategy. A part of you needed something solid to hold. The number was countable, visible, knowable, so it became the anchor. Anchors aren't wrong. But this one is too small for the size of the human it is trying to hold. That strategy made sense once. It gave you a way to feel in control when life felt unpredictable and scary. It told you, if I keep a number safe, I keep myself safe. For a while that quietly worked. But strategies that saved us as kids start running our adult lives without permission. They overstay, long after danger. So the checking, the bracing, the worth measuring continues. Not because you're broken, but because a younger part stays loyal. It doesn't know the emergency is over. It doesn't know you are capable now. It still watches the gates. When you understand this, something shifts. The behavior stops feeling shameful. It feels tender, like a habit born from love. You can thank that part instead of fighting it. Thank you for trying to keep me safe. I'll take over. That sentence sounds small, but it isn't. It's the beginning of separating who you are from the number on screen. Because you existed before the balance ever did. You will exist when the balance shifts. You aren't made of digits. Your worth was never inside that app. It's in how you show up, the care, the quiet kindness you offer. It's in the apology you gave when you didn't have to, the patience you found when you were tired. It's in the dreams you still hold even when life keeps testing them. None of that appears in any statement. It's in the way you check on a friend, the way you keep going on days that feel impossibly heavy. It's in small choices nobody sees, the quiet integrity holding you steady when no one is watching at all. It's in the laugh that returns after a hard week, the way you choose tenderness in a world that forgets. It's in the moments you stayed when leaving felt easier. Those moments built you, quietly, more than money ever did. These are the real numbers of a life. They don't fit inside an app designed to track only dollars now. So next time you check, try this softly. Notice the urge first, before you tap. Just notice with curiosity instead. Ask quietly, what am I actually looking for right now? Safety, reassurance, a break, permission to finally relax tonight. Naming it doesn't stop the checking instantly, but it reminds your nervous system the real need isn't about money. The real need is to feel okay inside, to feel held, to know you're allowed to exist, regardless of numbers. Over time, that awareness gently changes things. The app stops being a verdict and becomes neutral information again, not judge. You may still check sometimes. You may still feel a small flicker, but the flicker won't own your whole afternoon. That's what calm with money actually looks like. Not no feelings, but feelings that pass, not feelings that define you. You don't have to earn your worth back. You never lost it. It was covered by a story too loud. Underneath the spiral, you are still here. Still trying. Still showing up to a life asking for quiet, ordinary courage. That courage isn't on any statement. But it's the truest number about you, the one no app will ever display. Notice how this feels right now. A little softer, a little more spacious in the chest. That softness matters. You didn't fix anything yet. You looked at it with kinder eyes. Kinder eyes are the quiet beginning of healing. The spiral doesn't end with a perfect plan. It loosens with understanding, patience, the slow practice of meeting yourself gently. You will forget this, and the old habit will pull you back. That is okay. Just notice, breathe, begin again. There is no finish line here. Only a slow returning to who you were before the number meant everything. So tonight, when the urge to check returns, try this. Place a hand on your chest before opening the app. Take one slow, deep breath. Remind yourself the number is information, not identity. Then look, if you want, softly. That tiny pause is a quiet revolution. It teaches your body that you, not the balance, decide this moment. You're allowed to feel okay when the number isn't ideal. You're allowed to feel proud for invisible reasons. You are allowed to rest, to breathe, to exist outside productivity. None of those permissions need to be earned ever. The number on your screen is not your story. It's a small line in a much bigger, deeper, kinder one. You are allowed to put the phone down tonight. You are allowed to let your worth rest somewhere softer. If this helped you feel more understood, share one word below. Tell us how you feel right now, honestly. Your word might be one another tired viewer needed to read tonight. We heal faster in quiet, kind company. If you'd like more gentle conversations like this, subscribe and turn on the bell. The next one will find you. I'll keep making these for the part of you that needs them. You deserve to feel seen, understood, and reminded. You were not the number. You never were. You were the steady, tender presence coming home to yourself again.